Hey there, and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. So I'm back, grab your pens and paper. Class is about to begin. Today we're looking at one of the newer ones from Civivi, the Dogma. Yes, the Dogma. But first, before we go too far, let me apologize for the awfully strange color saturation on the video this week. I've been having problems. I don't know whether it's my lighting has gone bad or whether the camera I've been using is going funky or what's going on, but everything's way too reddish. And it keeps going back and forth between normal coloring and this strange, funky Halloween coloring. So I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully it won't distract from this week's videos, though. And hopefully by the time Monday rolls around, I'll have figured out the problem and fixed it, either by replacing the camera or getting some new lighting in here. Either way, we'll get it fixed somehow. So let's go ahead and skip the syllabus work this week for a change and just go straight on to the knives. This one is the Dogma. As I say, one of the newer ones from Civivi. It's available in a wide range of handles. You got black, OD green, gray, and blue, which are all pretty standard for Civivi. They've also got this one in brass and one in copper, which is kind of neat. The handle scales, whether they're G10 or the metal scales, have all been textured to look like jigged bone, which adds an interesting texture and look to it. On the copper and the brass, the blade is blackwashed, as well as parts of the handle scale to make it more contrasty, I guess you could say, but just make it stand out more. On the G10 handles, the blade is either stone-washed or plain finished, and there's no black wash on the handle scales, but there's still texture to look like jigged bone, which is nice, intriguing. Like all Civivis, it is not assisted opening, as you can see, but it just, and the blade just floats out and in. Wow, it's hanging up a little bit there, but lockup is fairly nice. I mean, it covers a good third of the blade, and it just, once you get past a certain point, it just falls down. Sweet. Very nice. As with most Civivis, the blade is D2. It's a 3.5 inch blade. The handle scales, let me double check my notes, make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, 4¼ inch for the handle scales. Yeah, nice. Cage ball bearings for the pivot. This one has steel liners and steel pocket clip. Most of them used to have titanium pocket clips, and some of them still do. This one does not. And there is a price difference. Minimum advertised price for the brass and the copper are $67.80, while as the G10 handles have a map of $47.75. So, still not a bad price. Not bad at all. And like every other Civivi, it really feels nice in the hand. Nice finger choil or sharpening choil. Still puts your finger very close to the edge there, so you want to be careful. But if you're choking up for fine detailed work, that's probably not a problem. It's got a very interesting thumb hole in it, and the thumb hole works fairly well. I personally prefer the flipper, but if you like thumb holes, it's there. Very high fidget factor, as you might imagine. Well, let's see how it does through our standard battery test, shall we? Start off, plain old piece of paper, just like always. And yeah, flies through that, great. See here, piece of cardboard. Small scrap, but still standard corrugated cardboard, nothing fancy. Straight in, no problem. Through quite nicely. Yeah, you're going to shred a cardboard box very quickly if you're trying to open it with this thing, which is nice. No complaints there whatsoever. Let's see here. Now let's get the cardboard out of the way here. Paracord. Where's the paracord? Here's the paracord. Where's the end? There's the end. Okay. Did that? Yeah, get back. That one's smooth. Slightly smaller loop, but still regular size. Well, helps if I actually get it in there. There we go. Straight through, no problem. Go for the small little loop. Let's see how this does. And well, that kind of launched it off into thin air. That doesn't do you much good, does it? Let's try again. I'm having trouble holding on to these small loops anymore. Okay, just not going to be able to hold on to that. Okay, so paper, cardboard, paracord. I forgot to grab a bottle to test to see how it handles opening hang packaging test, didn't I? No problem, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Standard Gold Peak Peach tea bottle. Let's see how it handles the Dogma. Yeah. Tip goes in nicely. I'd say that was a smooth cut. Of course, I've come to expect that from Civivi, but still, nice to see it's still holding true. See here. Leather. This is starting to get a little uneven, but let's see how it does here. Definitely handled that nicely. May have to come back here. Let's see, trying to. Yeah. Yeah. Shaving the back to smooth it out nicely too. Definitely use that for doing leather work if you wanted. Still recommend using an X-Acto knife, but it'll do the trick. That's for sure. Let's wipe the leather off of that. And let's see here. Zip tie. Let's see how it handles the zip tie. That's looking good. See here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, doesn't handle zip tie as well as some other Civivis, but still not too bad. Let's try it this way. 1, 2. No. Okay. So it'll cut it, but it won't do as good a job as most other Civivis I've handled. Which is a disappointment, but not too big a disappointment. And it's got a hollow ground edge, so I would have expected it to do better, but handled everything else well so far. And let's be honest, you're not going to be cutting zip ties very often with a knife. Let's see how it handles on feathering up scrap lumber for my wood shop. Doing pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So, get the leather glove on again. And standard disclaimer that I do every time. Don't recommend this with a folding knife. Pivot is a weak point that is going to give away sooner or later. One time to test it, that's one thing. You do this on a regular basis, you're going to break your knife sooner or later. Question is not if, it's a question of when. So, but let's see how it handles batoning through the wood here. I did pretty good until it hit a knot on the backside. So, you know, not bad. That tip cut a small little slice in my glove though, so I'm glad I was wearing the leather glove. Could have gotten kind of messy without it. So, and my wife just called from the other end room saying that she would have killed me if that had happened. So, good thing it didn't. And don't see any damage to the blade. Doesn't even look like it took any of the black coating off. But sometimes looks can be deceiving. So let's get that scrap piece of paper back out here again. Let's see how it handles this. There you go. No damage to that blade at all. So there you have it. The new Dogma from Civivi. Definitely a sweet knife, like just about every other Civivi I've ever handled. Definitely worth the price. And that brass is definitely an intriguing and striking looking blade. So if you're looking for something a little different for your EDC, definitely something to worth considering. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But my sun's up and starting to get a little loud, so I'd probably better get going here. I wish you luck. I hope you have a great week. I apologize for the video quality on this. Hopefully by Monday I'll have it figured out and you won't be looking at it through rose-colored computers. In the meantime, you take care, and I'll leave you with a couple videos right over here that I think you'll enjoy. Of course, you can always hit the target over here to subscribe if you want. In the meantime, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye now.